Hey guys, Card97 again. This time a review of the antique 1/100 scale Gym from the original Gundam series. And since this is such an old model kit, first of all, it will require glue, and second of all, it doesn't come with any polycaps at all. So that's really promising for articulation. But first of all, the color scheme, and when you look at the original Gym's color scheme, it's not the most color accurate thing. We've got red going on the chest, on the feet. We have the usual Gym mint green going on almost the entire thing, including the backpack. And then we have blue for the hands and the accessories. Also, shield is almost entirely red, yet this little part here, they could make that in mint green, though I have no idea why they didn't do the sides in mint green and just have this in red. Ah well, let's put this back to the side. And the fun thing about this is, even though it's color inaccurate for the original Gym's color scheme, looks like they looked ahead to the future and actually made it color accurate for the Gym Kai's color scheme. Because when you look at all the things, completely red torso, mint green shoulders, mint green shoulders. That coincidence is just hilarious. The only thing you need is a red stripe here on his crotch. So let's put these to the side. We don't get any stickers, so that means that the visor is unfortunately also going to be very mint greenish. And then onto articulation. Like I said, it's not the strongest. Head goes side to side, and that's all it's gonna do. Not up, not down, not wiggle around, only side to side. The arms, as you can see, are very nicely dangling along, as are the legs. So rotate around, and this is a very loose connection. Go up, and surprisingly stay up 90 degrees. Kind of rotate a bit at the elbow, though you, depending on how you construct it, you could potentially force it a bit, but still, that's really all you're gonna get. Then they bend for a fantastic, I don't know what that is, 20, 30 degrees. Yep, that's not much of a bend at all. Hands rotate around, they are on pegs. No waist articulation whatsoever. Front skirts, side skirts, or back skirts aren't gonna move at all, but we still get a surprising amount of forwards movement. A bit backwards too, which is also very surprising for a model kit that doesn't have any bloody skirt articulation. Legs go out. What? Oof, that snap didn't sound too good. That snap didn't either. And they technically go side to side a bit. The knees, once again, not that great. That's about 40 degrees, I guess. And the feet, not really forwards, because that's pretty much how they're gonna stand normally, and backwards about that far. Also, the ankle guards are molded together with the feet. So articulation, well, I guess you could say that it's what you would expect from a kit from that time. And it's also kind of on the loose side, which is why I haven't glued my torso yet, because I'm gonna have to use the glue trick on the arms. And they are, of course, connected on the inside. You can't pull the arms out here. So, yeah, that's something I'm going to have fun with in the future. Then, accessories, and, well, it's the Gym. It's going to come with the bare bones, what you'd expect. Comes with a shield, which I've already seen is very nice and red. Comes with a handle, and sometimes it likes to stay. Now is one of those times. And yeah, it's a nice shield. You could, of course, also try to hold it up like this. Once again, sometimes the shield likes to stay up, other times it doesn't. And, well, you could always support it on the knee. I guess I used up all of my luck having it balanced just a second ago. So, that's the shield. And then we also get a beam saber. This one is removable. Comes with a little stake that's really used to connect it, but I guess you could also have it kind of replicate the gun that when he pulls it out, it already seems to activate. Unfortunately, the arms aren't nearly articulated well enough in order to grab it. Not even close, seriously. And when we bring it around, that's the best he can do to grab it. So Well, unfortunately. But we do get an actual beam saber, though it's not quite long. This is a very short thing. Comparing it to a monster grade beam, that's almost half the size. So really not long at all. This is like the size of a high grade beam, and not even that, because comparing it to one, we'll see that it's not even as long as a high grade beam. So that's going to be more like a beam dagger, a beam short sword, but definitely not a beam saber. The good news is, fits into the hands rather well. And he can kind of hold it up if you're lucky. Once again, that's a thing going on here. And the final accessory with the gym is, of course, the one weapon that comes with all the gyms, the beam spray gun. Let's put it in there. The manual tells you to glue the hands shut, but since they are, well, each side has half a peg, so when you put it in, it will sandwich it together. And even though he only comes with one weapon that would require a trigger finger, I still wouldn't recommend gluing them together, because you could always use some weapons from other model kits like the Gundam, which comes with the bazooka and the beam rifle. So that might be something interesting. And in it goes. There we go. Just gotta be careful that it doesn't fall out. Like so. So the beam spray gun is in there kinda loose, but seems to go out a lot easier than it goes in. There we go. But I have to say, as far as detailing goes on a beam spray gun, it's quite nifty. Though you can't really point it straight unless you are lucky. And there. No, now it doesn't want to stay up again. Yeah, it just requires a lot of fiddling, and seems like a lot of the posability of this machine is based on random luck, or how much super glue you're using on it. The final two things we're getting is this pair of open palm hands, which, well, can be used for some nice poses, I guess, but it's a nice thing nonetheless. As always, the inevitable question is, do you want to buy this? Well, for 700 yen, it definitely isn't an expensive model kit, but that doesn't make it any better, really. And the thing is, the only reason you should really buy this is as like a novel model kit. By today's standards, it's absolutely antiquated. Articulation is absolutely bare bones. Accessories are, well, what you'd expect, really. Nothing special going on. It's glued together, so it's not gonna look that great out of the box. But, well, since it is this mint green, the glue, well, the seam lines aren't going to be that obvious as on some other model kits with more, well, with colors that make the glue stand out more. So as far as that goes, if you really want a very retro looking gym, then this might be something you want to look into. But for the average Gunpla builder, this is going to be a kit they want to stay far away from. Like I said, the only reason is it's a novel kit, or maybe if you want to collect all the gems like a certain someone does. But other than that, there's really no reason to go out of your way and find this, because trying to find action poses for this guy, it's like trying to find the needle in a haystack. And especially when you know that straight out of the box, articulation is going to be extremely loose. All the joints are very loose, so you're gonna have to use the super glue trick a lot on this. And comparing it to some other gyms, here we once again have the High Universal Century and the Gym Kai. And of course, instead of simply buying this one, I would recommend, if you really want to go retro, pick up the 2.0 gym, or if you want a more elaborate looking normal gym, go for the 1.0, or simply go for the High Universal Century, or pretty much go for any other gym, because that's of course going to be a lot better. Then putting him next to another old kit, an old kit that's actually really good for what it's worth, the Garibaldi Beta. And that is really one of the model kits that's worth buying, even despite its age. The gym, unfortunately, has not aged well. For one, it's not that great of a model kit, and two, there are many alternatives. And finally, let's put him next to his best friend, the Zaku. And well, that's all for this review, and see you guys next time.